I have been going crazy over these Alani caramel apple like witch's brew flavor. Let's just crack this open, shall we? It always just tastes so good. Like, it's never not good. So I've just been like running around like crazy with my head cut off this morning because I'm packing. We're leaving for Colorado tonight, actually in 2 hours. So I really wanted to get this done. One, because I'm really excited about it. And two, when I get back, it's gonna be October 1st. So we need to get this done. We're gonna be picking my October TBR today. We have our 2 jars here, just like regular. Our cute little acorn jar that has a bunch of just like random prompts in it. And then this jar right here has a bunch of books that have been on my TBR for a long time. So I usually will pick 1 out of this jar and then 5-ish out of this jar. I think today though, I already know what book I wanna read that's been on my TBR for a long time. And you may or may not suspect the book that I'm about to show you. If you've been watching my channel since I started back in the spring, I just repeatedly picked A Discovery of Witches out of this jar because A Discovery of Witches has been on my TBR for like, I don't know, probably three years. And for me, that's kind of like a long time for a book just to be like sitting on my shelf and me not to read. So I've just decided that I'm going to be reading this book this month in October. And also I have a friend, Jo, if you're watching this, I love you. She suggested that we buddy read this. So I'm pretty sure that we are going to be reading this soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put it on the TBR. We're going to read it and it's gonna get done. And I honestly don't really know why I haven't even read it yet. I think it's because, this is so dumb, but I think it's because the font is just very small in this edition. And I know that every book is pretty long in the series and it just like that, it can be a little daunting, but I think that this is gonna be a perfect time to start this book. So, and I've really heard like amazing things about this series. So I am excited. It's been on my shelf for so long that it's just like a routine now just to ignore it. So we're gonna cut that off. We're gonna read it in October and I'm very excited. So let me know if you've read this book before or not, like what you love about it, whatever, and let's chat about it because I'm gonna need someone to talk to about this for sure. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can start picking our prompts. So I'm going to pick, like I said, we start with 5, and I think I've made the decision that now that I'm kind of maybe out of my reading slump, like hopefully I might be okay picking more than 5. We'll see. I don't know. I don't like to have a lot of pressure, but I also like having options to choose from because I'm a mood reader. So we'll just see how this goes, see how long the books are that we choose, and then go from there. We'll pick this one right on the top there. I haven't seen it yet. It looks like it's upside down. Oh, it wasn't. Off. Are you kidding me? Off your fall TBR? Wow, okay. Let me pull up my fall TBR. I have it on my phone real quick, hang on. So, here, I'll just let you see them real quick. This is our fall TBR. My Death, The Devils, the House Witch series, Wuthering Heights, Bare Bones, Fallen, the Kissing Fallen and the Kissing Dust, Will of the Many, Dowry of Blood, Blood over Bright Haven. I have been thinking about that book recently, Blood over Bright Haven, Juniper and Thorn, which is Heart. You know, I really do want to read The Will of the Many. I want to read that in October because somebody told me that the second book comes out in November, which I had no idea. I literally thought it was like years from now. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be The Will of the Many. So this is going to be our first book on our TBR. And I'm excited and nervous to start this book. I trust everybody that's told me that it's like fantastic and that they loved it. It's just a chunk of a book and yeah, I just don't know. 600 pages, so it's really not that bad. I'm excited, but I'm also skeptical because it is such a well-loved book and I'm scared to not like something, especially, you know, putting the time and effort into reading it, a book this size. So yeah, we're gonna try it. I am excited about it. I think I'm going to like it. I'm excited about that one. I also have a lot of like Kindle books that I really want to get to, and I'm pretty sure there's a prompt in here that's like choose a Kindle book, so maybe we'll get that one. Is this 2? No, that's 1. Okay. A book you think will break your heart. Oh, we got this one last month, didn't we? Well, I'm so spontaneous and bad at thinking about these prompts when I pick them, because I always just want to like pick the first one that I see. But like, I already know what book I'm gonna choose for this, and it's staring right at me, and I got it in the mail yesterday. I don't know if you guys have seen this book yet. The Second Death of Locke. This book is supposed to be just full of yearning, and I'm pretty sure it's a romantasy. Let me read the back of it. Oh, there's like some really cool artwork in here. Look at that. That's pretty. All right, I'll read the synopsis. Gray Flynn has dedicated her life to her mage, Kier. She will be his blade on the battlefield, his healer and protector. The deep well of raw power inside her is Kier's to wield. They are bound together by blood and magic, but there is one truth Gray dare not reveal, not even to Kier. When a quest to protect the child of an enemy kingdom pulls them into a dangerous mission, Gray will need to decide what she's willing to sacrifice to protect her secret, for Gray is no ordinary magical well, and if she dies, all magic dies with her. Wow. And then a review says, the perfect pairing of romance, pining, and sprawling epic fantasy. I am extremely excited to start this one. I've seen it around so much, like so much. This is going to be the third book on our TBR. I really want to start that like soon. Like, I haven't stopped thinking about that book at all. We've picked 2 so far. This is already going so fast. Oops. Oh no, they're all falling out. Okay. We're not going to count those. Oh my God. They're all falling out. Okay. I need to be nicer. Why am I holding it up? I'm holding it up like this, like. Here we go. Gosh. Matches your outfit? Brown? Let's see. Brown book? Okay, I'm looking at a book that matches my outfit, but I do not want to read it right now. The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. That's also a long one. Juniper. Ooh, that might be a good one. Let me grab a few options and then I'll bring them over here. Okay, I have 4 options here that all match my outfit simply because they have some brown tones in them. Like, otherwise, I don't know how else to describe this except for that it's cold because it's a sweater, but we're just gonna go with the color. So, spoiler alert, I did not read The House Wish in September. This was on my September TBR. September's not over yet, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to get to it just with the other books that I have been prioritizing. So this one, you can, oh, now that I'm looking at it, it's not like super close. Oh, it's more so just like the vibes, fall vibes, and it's kind of like brown tones. So this is one option. Another option, the next 2 are on my fall TBR. So My Death by Lisa Tuttle. It's just brown. This is a short work by her. I've never read anything by Lisa Tuttle. It's on my fall TBR, so it would be good to prioritize this one. Another one, which is kind of the first one that I thought of, which really does match like pretty well, is Juniper and Thorn by Ava Reed. This one I really do want to read, and it's short. So this is a very good contender. And then the next one is Innkeeper's Song. And I actually don't really think that that matches very well. But this book I'm super intrigued by. I do really want to read this at some point. But I don't think that that's actually going to be a good choice. And I'm kind of thinking like these 2. I think I'm going to go with this one. I think this one just like matches better than The House Witch. And I do really want to read this. And I feel like I'm going to prioritize The House Witch after my September TBR is finishing up. Yeah, I think this is gonna be our option, Juniper and Thorn, for our 4th book. And this is following, I think, 2 sisters that are maybe witches or have magic in some way, and maybe her dad like exploits them or something, is kind of like the vibe that I got when I read the synopsis. So it'll be interesting. It's been on my TBR for a hot minute now as well, so I think I just need to read it and get it off my TBR. I'm honestly like super excited for this TBR, like super excited. How many more? So technically 2 more, and The Will of the Many is a long book, so I don't know, we'll see. Hubby picks. Okay, Jamie. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to lay out a couple options and text it to my husband and have him pick which book. Now, he's at work right now, and I know that he is always like super busy. He can't always get back to me. So he may not get back to me until later. But I will insert that footage into this video at this point, or let you know what he picks whenever he does end up being able to get back to me. So let's pick the 3 books. Maybe we'll just start with The House Witch, My Death, and what other books do I want to read? You know what I do really want to read soon? This one. All right, so we are going to have these 2 as an option. The Veins of the Drowning, because I have been dying to get to this book because so many people love it. And then Blood Over Brighthaven, because this is on my fall TBR as well. And also, so many people have been loving this book. So I'm just gonna lay them all out here and take a picture and ask him to pick one for me. And then we'll see what he says. Hey guys, future Alex here. I got my husband to pick a book for me. He ended up picking Veins of the Drowning. Without any nudges or pushes or anything for me, he picked Veins of the Drowning. So that is not gonna be on our October TBR. Can you see the sun coming through here? This is like one of my favorite times of day. All right, while he's picking that, we will go ahead and pick another prompt. This one right here. It's kind of a long one. A book you'd bring on a weekend trip. You know where we're going this weekend? On a weekend trip. We're going to Colorado. Wow, what a perfect prompt to pick. So a book that I would bring on a weekend trip, specifically the weekend trip that we're gonna go on, is probably like a Kindle book, and one that's not gonna be super hard to digest. So maybe like continuing a series, or like a romance or something is usually where my mind goes to something that's like easier to digest. So I think what I'm gonna do is probably continue a series, and I have a book right here in mind and I'm excited about it. This book I have on my Kindle as well, and so it's a good book to bring on a trip because I could either bring this paperback copy or I could just bring my Kindle and be fine either way. So this is called Veins of Magic by Emma Hamm, and this is a continuation of the Heart of the Fae series. I actually don't know if that's like the series name, but this is the first book that I recently read, and this is the second one, so it would be continuing a series, which is always a good thing. Yeah, I think this is gonna be the book I pick because that just makes sense to me to, 1, continue a series, 2, have a Kindle book that I can bring on a weekend trip, and 3, because it's continuing a series, it's not gonna be like super hard to digest because you're not really getting any of that like world building or like extra details that you're trying to like learn and memorize in your head, if you know what I mean, like if you've read a fantasy book before. And this is also like a shorter book, so I feel like I'd be able to like get into it faster, if that makes sense. So this is gonna be our next book on the TBR. And you know, while we're waiting, and just because I can, we are gonna pick another prompt because I just have a feeling that I'm gonna get a lot of reading time in October. I just can feel it in my bones. A book that matches the weather. Wow guys, we are getting some of the best prompts, especially for this season. Should I be honest and say that it's actually 90 degrees outside because I live in Texas? Or should I say that it's fall crispy time and we're getting in the fall vibes and I want a fall book? From what is actually outside to what I'm feeling on the inside are so different. I honestly think that it is a beautiful sunny day outside in Texas, and I did see some leaves on the ground today, so we are just gonna go ahead and count it as fall. What kind of book would I think? A beautiful blue sky fall-ish day. Let me just think for a minute. Now, these are kind of different, but I picked both of these for a reason. Let me explain, okay? Child of Chevet. This is a book that I actually realize is not even out yet, and I truly have no idea how I even have like a physical copy of this book because I was not sent this. I bought this with my own money on Amazon, and I don't know if I might have bought it before she got like picked up by a publisher, or like she put it up and then took it back down. I really have no idea how I have this book in my hands, but I'm insanely excited to read this because 1, I've seen a bunch of really good reviews, and it's in a like foresty, fae, elven type of setting, and like that is what truly means fall to me. And I say that because like growing up watching Lord of the Rings and the elves in Lord of the Rings, and like a lot of the settings that they're pictured and stuff are like fall feeling. That's why I am thinking this book, because this kind of looks like a good bridge between summer Texas heat right now and also giving me that like foresty fall elven feel. So Child of Chevy, and then also I do really want to read it. Like I can't stop thinking about it, so I feel like I'm just gonna read it either way if it's on my TBR or not. So this is a really good option, really good contender. And then the other book, London Seance Society. This is a short literary fiction by Sarah Pinner that is giving me fall vibes, just like with the candle and the color scheme and everything by it. And I just got this, I picked this up at one of my free little libraries. So if you watched like one of my last videos, we went and I found this there. I just have come to really adore Sarah Pinner's writing and her stories. They're always very heartfelt and like deep, and she always has some really great like life points and stuff in it. And so yeah, I do really want to read this at some point. I think fall time is just like the vibes that this is giving. I'm kind of having a hard time like picking these because I think I'm just gonna read this anyway. So I don't want to like not put it on my TBR if I feel like I'm going to read it and like waste a slot. But I also could see myself reading this one pretty soon as well. So dang, I really just want to put both of them on my TBR. This is a problem. Would it be a problem if I put both of them on my TBR? How many books is that? No, we have to pick one. And honestly, I think I'm just gonna pick Child of Chevy because I keep seeing it anyways. I'm going to read it. So why not just put it on my TBR? And I think for those reasons that I have let you know, I think that that makes it a perfect fit for this prompt. Even though I might be stretching it just a little bit, I think that this is going to be a really, really good fall read. Even though it doesn't look like it, I think that it's going to be. Okay, perfect. We're on the same page, I know we are. We also, that's exciting because we have 2 indie authors here. And like I said a couple of videos ago, that's been like one of my, I've been trying to just read more from indie authors because I just think that some of my favorite reads this year have been indie reads. This is a very, very promising TBR this month. I am super, super stoked about every single one of these books. And we're hitting off 1, 2, 3, checking 3 off of my fall TBR, which I have not even started. So I'd say that that's a win. So we have Will of the Many by James Islington, Juniper and Thorn by Ava Reed, Child of Chevy by J.R. Cathers, Veins of Magic by Emma Hamm, A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, and The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovellino. And yeah, this is gonna be our stack for October, plus the book that Jamie still needs to pick for me. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching this video. I am going to go ahead and just hop off. I'm gonna go pack for Colorado. We're gonna have a great time. I'm gonna pick one of these books to bring with me. And yeah, I hope you guys have been having a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys in the next video next Saturday. Bye guys.